Shabbat Shalom. Before I begin my little Dvar Torah this Shabbat, I wish to thank Rabbi Craig Esri, who inspired this after reading his account of Halloween. Anyone else feel like Halloween is unnecessary this year? After all, we've been wearing masks and eating bags of candy for 7 months already. Yes, tomorrow night is Halloween. This is a time to dress up, wear masks, and to eat plenty of sweets. So are Jews supposed to celebrate Halloween? Perhaps if we change the name to Halloween and give out challah instead of sweets. Okay, maybe not. Well, truth be told, I did celebrate Halloween as a child, and my kids did too when they were very young. But Judaism does have its own festival where we dress up in costumes and masks and have sweets. It's called Purim. But I'd rather not focus on what they have in common. I'd rather focus on ways in which they differ. Wait a minute. Did I just say which? Oh, wait a minute. That's a different spelling of the word. But since I brought up witches, let me ask you to take a ride on my broomstick with me. And for you Harry Potter fans, just know that I have the Nimbus 5000, which wasn't even available when Harry and his friends went to Hogwarts. Then again, it was the game of Quidditch that helped me to see one of the differences between Halloween and Purim. In Quidditch, the golden snitch is released, and then the players spend their time trying to grab it. While it's a real treat if you catch it, you have to be careful when playing or someone just might trick you. Which brings me back to Halloween. I'm not sure how many of you have ever gone trick-or-treating, but it is quite a concept. You go from house to house, and the owners of the house give you treats. Okay, I know you already knew that. But what do we do on Purim that is so different? Actually, what we do on Purim is very different. In fact, it's the exact opposite, as we put together a plate of goodies and treats and go to our neighbors and give it to them. So one festival is about taking or getting, and the other is about giving and accepting. Now, don't take the idea of accepting lightly. There are a lot of people in this world who do not know how to accept a gift. And that's always bothered me, because if we can't accept a gift, how will we ever come to be grateful for the many gifts that God has given us? And how will we ever come to use those gifts to be giving to others? Well, the next thing I'd like to talk about are the costumes that are worn for Halloween versus the costumes that are worn for Purim. On Halloween, scary costumes are all the rage. Ghosts, goblins, witches, and the like. And yet, while such costumes would ordinarily be scary to us, on Halloween, those very same costumes become amusing. On the other hand, on Purim, we traditionally dress up as characters from the book of Esther. And the characters we choose are usually the heroes and the heroines of the Megillah, or others that are found throughout the Torah. Okay, it's true. You occasionally get the Haman costume, and I could swear I sometimes see an Achashverosh costume. But that's not the norm. Then again, both Purim and Halloween have a time that we lech lecha. We go forth out of our homes, out of our place of comfort and safety, just like Abraham does in this week's Torah portion of Lech Lecha. Did you see how subtly and cleverly I connected this week's Torah portion to this? Okay, so we probably don't go as far as Abraham went. But when you are a little child and you go to another neighborhood because the people there are known to give huge candy bars instead of bite-sized ones, well, you're out of your turf. You're out of your comfort zone. Maybe that's why the costumes are so scary, so that no one will give you any trouble because they're frightened of you. Then again, those scary costumes are hopefully not the real you. You're just putting on the outward appearance of being scary. But much to a child's chagrin, no matter how scary a costume they think they might be in, everyone around them who sees them can only say, "Oh, you're so cute," which is probably not the reaction they were hoping for. On the other hand, on Purim, we wear costumes that are meant to inspire us. We wear costumes that make us look like the stars of the Megillah, who save our people, or we put on outfits that make us look like one of the heroes of the Torah, or the leaders of our people. On Purim, our costumes are not meant to scare. They're meant to give us an outward appearance of a gute neshama, a good and godly soul. And when our parents help put those costumes together for us, their hope is that just like our outward costume or the mask we wear is that of a hero of our people, that we should grow to have the heart of a hero inside of us and nurture that goodness and light so that we can bring it into this world and bring it to fruition. Yes, I always enjoyed Halloween when I was little. After all, I am a confirmed chocoholic. But as much as I enjoyed it, I always felt that there was something odd about dressing up as something evil, wicked, or scary and getting sweets for doing so. Then again, maybe that's why we have Hamantaschen instead of candy on Purim. Because believe you me, after you have 5 or 6 of those prune-filled triangular treats, you just might have to run. Wait for it. And isn't that something we want our children to learn to do? To run, to do a mitzvah. As much as Halloween is all about going door to door to get sweets for ourselves, and that Purim is the reverse of bringing sweets to our friends and neighbors, there is one thing that connects the two. Do you remember taking a tzedakah box along with you when you went trick-or-treating? It was to collect for UNICEF, one of the things that the United Nations has actually done right, collecting money to help the disadvantaged children of the world. This idea may have seemed corny, or should I say, candy corny to some, but maybe, just maybe in the midst of going door to door to get something for yourself, it also taught many of us, even in the midst of being blessed with bags and bags of free candy, that we should also do something for someone else who is not as blessed. So don't think for a moment that everyone dressed up as a witch on Halloween is a wicked witch, and don't think that everyone dressed as a biblical hero on Purim is all that heroic. In the end, it's not the costume that you wear, it's what you do for others. As I conclude, let me share with you a little ditty that I helped write a number of years ago called A Spooky Sabbath Eve. Da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. We light the Shabbos candlesticks. It scares away the dibbiks. We're really not some lunatics. A spooky Sabbath Eve. Da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. Who needs the tricks or tree heats? Who needs to schlep in street heats? You can eat some morning sweets on a spooky Sabbath Eve. Da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. Who needs to carve a pumpkin for this day of Druid origin? We'll dress up when it's Purim, a spooky Sabbath Eve. Da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. We may dress up in disguise, but we only idolize the one we call Adonai, a spooky Sabbath Eve. Da-da-da-da, 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 da-da-da-da. Our Shabbat Shalom greeting is really not misleading. For angels it is bringing on this spooky Sabbath Eve. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.